Hello and welcome to Wartorn Creative. I'm Brad, if you don't know who I am already. I don't know who this guy is or this guy. They can introduce themselves.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I am peerless, just like the characters we're about to talk about.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
So characters is the topic of this video. First things first, they can no longer join other units.
Nope.
So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple.
Cannot run or hide. Games Workshop has made it a point that characters are standalone units. They will walk on their own path, and they will not be held aloft
But
by their
even though they could walk their own path and they're not going to be protected, there are some rules that still allow them to just not, get targeted and die right away. So what are those kind of?
Yeah, Gavin, tell me
So
why I
right
can't
off the
take
bat,
last cannons
we're
defense.
given a number, and that is if you have 10 wounds or more, it's
No, it's 10 or less.
oh yeah, or it's 10 or less
Yes.
then, where you are going to be able to essentially, while you're not going to be directly in those units, as long as you have one of your infantrymen or another model closer to whatever's shooting at it, they have to fire at the a unit that's closer to them than whatever model.
So it's kind of like an automatic lookout, sir, in a way. It's like, hey, you're closer, but I'm protecting
I think the
my boss man.
explanation is that there's too much of a foray and it's getting heated. Fighting is rampant.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of people are going to have a whole lot of time to focus fire the one character that's standing out there amongst the sea of, like, say, boys that are going to chase you down and put an axe in your face.
Like whenever you watch any movie ever, you always see like the big leader guy just wrecking everybody because nobody can kill him because there's just
They're too busy not dying.
There's a
Exactly.
sea, there's an
Exactly.
ocean of people between, exactly. And we see that now in the rules, but we do know that if your wounds are on the higher end, so my Tyranid characters like Swarm Lord are likely still going to be able to be picked off just because I think we're seeing a lot of models that have higher wounds also being physically pretty large. So we're going to see it making it much easier for them to be picked off at range, because if you're a whole head and shoulders taller than even the largest other model on the table, then it's going to be pretty easy to land a last cannon blast into your face.
No, you're as tall as a building. I can't see you. The mailbox protects you, duh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the mailbox.
The old
It will
mailbox.
protect you.
But in a later article, they've also specified that there are going to be exceptions to these rules. In this case, snipers. Snipers could very well focus
You're going to
characters.
be doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Hunting officers. How about that?
Which all of a sudden, my Skitarii Rangers, assuming that they don't change anything on my weapon rules, the Rangers are going to have their limelight, because Vanguard are getting a lot of use, and the Rangers all have the sniper rule. So all of a sudden, we have a 10-man squad of snipers.
Just hero hunters.
It's literally shout out to Salim because he is obsessed with snipers.
Oh yeah, he is. He is.
Good time for him.
He's been running his
he's literally gonna
vet
be the
squads
happiest
with
person.
snipers for his Astra Militarum for quite a while, to no avail.
No.
It has not worked out for
Well,
him
it may be
at all.
It may be in a veil now in 5th edition. Who knows?
Maybe he'll be able to snipe a wound off of Call before he heals it back.
So when characters used to join units could, sometimes take benefit for special rules and everything like that. So now that they can't join the units, do we lose all those special rules? What?
So Games Workshop made a point about this where, first off, characters are only going to provide buffs to other units that share the same keyword in its clarification of the buff or the character itself.
And they specifically called out no more of that.
No more
Dark Angels.
No more Raven
Space
stars. No matter Bark stars. No more
God.
Raven Bark stars.
Praise the
Those
Messiah.
are all gone.
Praise the Messiah.
So Death Stars are supposedly out of the window with this. We'll see if they can make some. We'll see how the synergies can happen with certain units and characters, but it's looking good, and we're no longer going to have these nigh unkillable death machines that are just rolling around the map cleaning house.
Honestly, we've been shown with all of these Gathering Storm and Triumvirates that we have characters that on their own seem like are exciting enough.
Yes.
On their standing alone. There's no reason anymore to be throwing these Death Star units together, because we have exciting things just standing alone.
It's very clear that a lot of the if not all of them, most of them have been. It's proven that these guys were supposed to be on their own. Like, for the longest time when Guilliman came out, I was trying to figure out, well, how can I field him without just getting last cannoned or grabbed to death? you know, the second I put him on the field, because he can't join a unit. He's a monstrous creature in 7th edition. But now that's no longer the case anymore, because he only has...
He's surrounded by tax squads.
He can be surrounded by tax squads, or he can have a dreadnought bodyguard. Which, because he only has 9 wounds.
Right.
He doesn't have 10, but it's 10 or less, but again, he's within that realm where he can't get easily singled out and just removed off the board.
That's very similar to like the Incarn for Eldar, where it's like, hey, you can, teleport in, if something dies, but then you can't charge, you can't do anything. So it's like, okay, I'm going to sit there for a turn, and I'm just going to get, pelted by everything.
But the trade-off is that everybody's going to be providing most characters are going to be providing an aura-based buff. And one of the examples that they had was shown in the previous video that we talked about was with like commissars or dark apostles
and chaplains.
And chaplains and things like that.
The chaplain's not going to sit, as they said, chaplain's not going to sit around and watch his assault marines just get torn apart and be like, the Emperor believes in you.
Oh, and that's the other point. We'll cover that one in a second with how they operate in certain combats. Heroic intervention. But yeah, no, characters are going to provide buffs to those within proximity, and the fact that you can essentially bubble wrap infantry and other units around him to protect the leader, protect the president kind of thing. You'll have these armies are going to move as one in like a nice marching thing, and it'll look good on the board, and it'll probably feel good based on like what kind of auras they
Which
pass
also
out.
that goes back to like you could leave combat, so you could join combat. You got the shooting lines and everything like that. So you got shooting lines while bubbling your leader, and
You're not gonna have that lone psyker, that chaos psyker or gene stealer cult psyker hiding off in a corner, just spewing out demons and gene stealers with their summoning, like hiding in a box.
Yeah. So you said that there was a point you wanted to touch on about combat.
Yes, they've pushed a point.
We lost out a little bit. I'm assuming when people read that you can't have these characters in combat anymore, a few people freaked out because, oh my God, I can't have Cairn in a squad of berserkers. What? So he's just going to charge in on his own? What if I feel like I'm missing out? Or what if my berserkers get charged? What is he going to do?
What if I roll Snake Eyes when I needed a 3-inch charge?
Yeah.
But the berserkers made it in.
Yeah. So a lot of people may have been worried, but they clarified for us, well, hey, we have this heroic intervention, which is now, recycling a phrase from 7th edition, and I think making it a little more apt for what it is. In that, what is it, a 3-inch?
3-inch pile-in. If for a hero, an HQ or character that is not engaged in combat, if he's within range to pile in, he can pile in and fight.
So we discussed this a little in our movement and charge videos, but this is really exciting because now a maneuvered army is going to be able to pile in a little more. If you just put a character in there, you might be able to chain some as well, which is really exciting. Yeah. If you play smart and position smart, all of a sudden you might have a counter charge to something that charged your line, which is really exciting.
Just to touch on it, the pile in, that means no Overwatch on the character.
Exactly.
So you're not having to worry about your character dying, but then you're going to get in there, you're going to get the extra attacks and everything like that.
And it will serve as a deterrent for certain pile-in maneuvers, because when we talked about the fight phase, when you piled in, if you moved within an inch of another unit, it was engaged. But for heroes, that becomes 3 inches.
Right, so you have this bubble, this threat bubble around
you. It's a threat bubble of 3 inches instead of 1 inch.
We essentially have the option to have counter-charge characters now, where we can have characters that may not be super good on the charge, but will be really good reactively as a defense. So you can just have a gun line sitting there with your one dude who's really solid counter-charge and placing him within 3 inches of that unit. So when they get charged, all of a sudden he's dragged in and he's hitting like a truck.
Right. Very cool. Anything else that we need to know about characters?
Other than that, they're going to be fantastic.
Fantiddlyastic?
Yes.
Characters. Wrapping it up.
That's
We're a bunch of characters on the desk right now, too.
That is true.
Right. All right. Well, what we know about 8th edition characters wrapped it up. Who knows what we're going to see in the coming days. We're going to keep releasing content. Can't wait to bring some new series to you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, Let us know what your favorite character is in the comments below. We'll see you guys next time.